Hey, what's going on, guys? So here we are in the Rowe household. Kind of give you an update of what's going on in 2020. Wow, what a wild ride for everybody. Um, COVID completely changed the landscape of the entire world, how we're functioning, how we're working, and we're in a situation where it's adapt or die. Um, so when we last left off, I believe, competing in Japan, and I had my sights set on competing this spring. I was going to do the Arnold Brazil, I was going to do the New York Pro, the Cal Pro, the Boston Pro, and just see where things went from there. Stephanie and I were going to try to have a baby in the fall, which we had talked about. Then COVID hit, and all shows got canceled, gyms got shut down. The first 2 to 3 weeks, I was kind of depressed as shit, sitting around my house, smoking a shit ton of weed just to let the days pass by. And then I said, fuck it, I'm gonna build a home gym. So had a whole bunch of shit in my garage that we organized, put up in the attic, bought a storage shed, and I built out like a $25,000 gym in my garage. Had some clients come in there training. Had some old clients that I used to work with out in Malibu that asked me to come out there a couple times a week. And while I was out there, I'd hit up another client, and ended up staying pretty busy. Actually ended up making just as much money as I was being at Gold's, with working less hours and being able to just wake up, roll out of bed, and walk right into my garage. So that part's been great. Some other big exciting news, if you guys follow me on social media, is during that process, I started working with Mike Tyson for some rehab stuff on the newbie back in, it was about January, February, we first hooked up, or January. So I was treating Mike like twice a week, working on his lower back and his shoulder. And then COVID hit and kind of fell off for a little while. And then all of a sudden I got a text from Mike, asked if I could come down and work on him. And so I started treating him a little more here and there. And then one day, Mike's getting ready for this fight, as you guys are well aware of, or fights. And he was pretty beat up and couldn't really function. So I was like, hey, Mike, let me do something for you. Let me come in and warm you up in the newbie before you get in the ring. Just tell me how you feel. So I put him through a whole protocol, getting his backs, his hips, his legs, his shoulders, and everything warmed up and fired efficiently before he went in the ring. And literally within like 45, 60 seconds of him being in the ring, him and his gloves guy look at me and they're like, what the fuck did you just do? Because that's the best he's ever moved. So I immediately got hired to come every single day and work on Mike for about 20 minutes or so before he got in the ring and box. And then I kept kind of giving him shit about him needing a weight trainer. And told him I had a gym at my house, and said he's more than welcome to come there. So one day out of the blue, he looks at me and goes, whoa, my strength and conditioning coach just moved to Arizona to take a job. Jokingly, he goes, you know anybody that knows that kind of shit? And I started laughing. He's like, we start tomorrow. I'm like, fuck yeah. So 4 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week, depending on how he recovers, he boxes and then rests at the Tyson Ranch, which is about 20 minutes from my house. And then he comes over to the Death Row gym, and I train him there, and do some explosive movements, and try to work on a physique too, because Mike's, we're trying to make him into an icon at 54 years old. Not only make a comeback in the ring, but we want him to look phenomenal. So I took over his nutrition, his entire supplement protocol, his training, his conditioning, and his boxing guys take care of the boxing stuff. So I mean, that's just God. I mean, I still can't wrap my head around how fucking amazing this opportunity is. Mike's an awesome guy. He's really funny. He's got a big heart. His wife's great. The whole team around him's a blast. So I have a great time going in every day. But I'm working with one of the most iconic fucking athletes of all time every single day. And he's so grateful for the work that I do with him and keeping him functioning, keeping him moving. So just, it's like, I'm trying not to get too excited about it. I don't know, I'm one of those people that I'm just so afraid of losing something that I try not to, blow it up too much. So I kind of play cool. But this week, we are going to the Bahamas. I leave tomorrow morning. We've been filming all week prior for the Discovery Channel for Shark Week. It's called Tyson vs. Jaws Week. So we're taking a private jet to the Bahamas and 4 days worth of shark diving excursions with Tyson. I'll be on the boat with the newbie, warming Mike up before he gets in his scuba gear and jumps down and fights tiger sharks. So Mike's life is dependent on me and the newbie. But an absolutely amazing opportunity for me. Outside of that, I've had a bunch of other high-end profile athletes I've been working with over the past 6 months. Olympic athletes, NBA stars, Major League Baseball players, getting to work on an NFL superstar coming up soon here. It's been a fucking crazy 4 months on my end. And as you guys have heard, I've talked about this gym that I'm trying to open. Not a gym, the Performance and Wellness Center. So my original investor, who I had been working on this project with, had to leave me for Mike because he's building a wellness center, a spiritual wellness center and healing center with Mike and his team. So he had to commit a bunch of time and a bunch of effort into this project. So he just didn't have the bandwidth or the extra cash flow to help me with mine, but he's the one that hooked me up with Mike. So it's a win-win situation. Within a day, I found another investor, and I've spent 3 months now working with their director of asset management and finance. We've hired outside consultants to really build an extremely strong financial model. Hired a business developer to create a pitch deck. Made my pitch a few weeks ago. Actually, it was the same day that Mike told me that I was his full-time trainer and nutritionist and rehab guy, that I made my pitch to the group, and they called me later that evening and said, "We love it. We're going to draft up some terms of agreement." So on the same day, which remarkably was 22 months from the day that I ruptured my bicep. Now there's significance in that because 22 has been my number my entire life. From 3rd grade all the way through college, 22 is my number in every single sport. And on that day that I ruptured my bicep, Joe Bidley of AD was down in Dallas with me, and he was flipping out at me, telling me I ruined my career. I was a fucking idiot for helping move a tire, yada, yada, yada. And I looked him in the face and I said, "Joe, this is going to be the best fucking thing that ever happened to me. Watch." 22 months to the fucking day, I landed Mike Tyson, and I landed a multi-million-dollar investment. Terms of agreement aren't finished yet. There's a lot of back and forth. If you guys know, you have a billion-dollar company that wants to offer me money. They're going to lowball me. We're going to find a common ground. But based on our last conversation, we should be able to find a very solid middle ground for both of us parties. So yeah, that was the day that the newbie came back into my life. As you guys remember, the first time Steph had her injury, they sent us a newbie. She recovered. We had to send it back. We thought it was gone. When I ruptured my bicep, they were there doing a demo. They said, "Don't worry, we'll get you back faster than ever." And it was that time that I decided to buy the newbie the second time around. So that was the day that signified me getting the newbie in my life. And 22 months later, 2 of the greatest things that could ever happen to anybody at the same exact time. So yeah, I mean, the Performance Center is built around not just the newbie, but a bunch of other high-end technology. I can't really disclose too much information about it because I can't give away any of my ideas, but things have been pretty phenomenal from a professional level. I mean, just 2 days ago, I had fucking Odell Beckham Jr. and Mike Tyson in my gym working out at the same time with me. I mean, fucking this little kid from Seabrook, you know, that came out here 9 years ago with dreams to be a bodybuilder, and I'm working with one of the most iconic athletes of all time and one of the most iconic NFL players in current time. And the list is going on and growing and growing and growing. I just picked up top-rated quarterback from UCLA, bunch of other professional athletes that are going to be coming down the pipeline here. So it's crazy the direction that my life has gone in there. So Steph and I decided that we weren't going to have a kid this year because there's so much going on. Me with the potential of the gym opening next year, I'm going to be all hands on deck. Stress-wise, it's probably not the best opportunity. You guys know she's completely overwhelmed with the rescue, and she needs to find a little more stability in the rescue. She needs to be able to get in a position where she can either find some really solid volunteers or have some type of business that backs the rescue so that financially she can support it a little better. So we decided, you know what, let's compete. You guys might have saw my post on social media. She has an itch to compete and get her pro card, unfinished business, and so she was all in. So I hire a coach for both of us, and then a couple days later, she drops a bomb on me and says she wants a separation. So you want to talk about being at the highest of highs and then dropping to the lowest of lows within days. You know, and you guys have heard us talk about our issues in our marriage. It's nothing, you know, I don't hide anything. I try to be very transparent in my life because I just hope that I can impact other people in their lives and the way they act and the decisions they make in their lives. And there's no animosity, there's no hatred. We love each other to death. With every cell in my body, I love that woman, and I know she feels the same way about me. We've neglected ourselves as individuals. You know, I allow work to consume me. I allow my dreams, my goals to consume me, and she allows her dream and her goals of the rescue to consume her. So we've neglected ourselves individually, and in return, we've neglected our marriage. And you know, and we just hit a point where we're best friends, we're best roommates, but that flame and passion isn't there, and we don't treat each other how we should as a married couple, as people that are trying to go on this path to creating a family in a loving environment together. We coexist very well. You know, and I have my issues. You know, I'm very open about it. I'm very much I have a nickname at Gold's Gym, All Business Rowe, and unfortunately that nickname carries over. You know, I'm not the most personable individual, especially when I come home after working 16 plus hours a day. I'm dead, and that's, you know, she's trying to have a conversation with me and trying to laugh and joke and tell me stories, and I'm tapped out. You know, so she feels neglected. There's certain ways I feel neglected. So I leave for the Bahamas tomorrow. I'm going to go for a week. And then when I get back, I think she's going to go on a little trip. And then she's going to move in with a friend for a little while. I'm going to work on myself. I'm beyond blessed to have a lot of amazing people in my life. So the clients that hook me up with Mike, they do plant-based medicine and spiritual healing. So we've talked about doing the ayahuasca for a while. They were going to send us both last year to the resort in Costa Rica, who Brandy, the wife, she co-founded. We never did it. You know, Steph was just very reluctant to try it, so we never went through with it. But I needed to do it for me. I need to be a happier person, you know. That same day that I landed Mike and that investment, I couldn't even celebrate. You know, I was like excited, but Steph was like, oh, I'm gonna get a bottle of champagne, let's order some sushi. And I was like, I gotta be up at 3:30 in the morning. I gotta train at 5, and I got a photo shoot in 10 days, so, you know, we'll do something after. I was like, or, you know, let's celebrate once I actually get the contract signed. You know, I always find a reason why I can't live in the moment. So I need to fix myself for my own good. You know, it's not healthy walking around like that all the time, just being a fucking robot. You know, and again, she needs to work on some of the things in her life, and you know, needs to find balance in the rescue, and so we just want the best for each other, and if we can fix ourselves and we can see that change and we can align our lives, then maybe we can make it work. But now she has this dream of living in the middle of nowhere, whether it be in Texas or Montana or something, on a ranch, and creating some type of retreat to have animals there. I'll be honest, I don't see how it works, and I want her to chase her passions and chase her desires, but I also care for her and how she's going to sustain life. And I just don't see how that's financially viable. And I've come up with many ways to support her passion and find a financial viable option. Like I've done all the legwork on doing a doggy daycare for her. The connections I have through Tyson are connected with Cesar Millan, and they're willing to do some type of partnership with Cesar Millan with the dog daycare, but that's just not what she wants to do. She wants to have this retreat. And again, I'm opening what's hopefully one of the best performance centers in the country, and here in LA. And so just our dreams in life aren't aligning at the moment. There's nothing wrong with that. People grow. You either grow together or you grow apart, and we're kind of growing in a different direction. So we're going to take the time and try to work on ourselves, and no matter what, it's positive. That's all I just got to keep reminding myself is it's positive, because I'm going to be a better person for me, and she's going to be a better person for her, and we come out of this on top. So that's life. It's a lot. Fuck. 3 major events in my life. There's been a lot of stressful situations to the past couple of weeks of, lawyers getting into it with terms of agreement and everything. And it's like, I'm grateful for kind of being unemotional, because most people would break under one of those circumstances. And I'm juggling all 3 right now. So again, I'm so grateful and blessed for what's life has provided me, and what I've taken from life. But there's a big part of me that thinks none of this fucking matters if I lose the best person in my life. So that's where I struggle. There's no one in this world I want to grow old with. She's the most, I'll say it even if I'm married to another woman, Steph's the most amazing person I'll ever come across. She has a heart and a selflessness that is just completely unrivaled. She truly could be on that Mother Teresa level. So I hate myself that I let us get to that situation, and she hates herself because she let us get to that situation. And so I hope that we can reconcile and make a life together, because I know that the support and the love that she gives is going to be unrivaled. And the support I give her is unrivaled. I don't love the dog rescue. I love the idea of it. I don't love how it consumes her completely, but I support it because I know that's what her passion and dream is. I wish she could find balance, but then again, she wishes I could find balance. So that's where we are. So anyway, hopefully next time I catch up with you guys, I'll have some amazing news with a agreement in place and a location in place, and I can talk a little more about what we're going to be doing with our facility. So until next time, I'll catch up with you guys, and thank you for all following along. And I'm so sorry it's been so long that I've gotten videos out to you. I just didn't feel like there was anything that exciting, and then when things really started happening, I didn't want to jinx it and talk about it before things were signed. So, but here we are, and that's what's going on. So talk soon.